Shalom, this is Grammy Yah. Y'all read that title? You guys, we will be canning ground lamb meatballs today. Yes, they are so delicious. Let me tell you, I canned them last month. And here's a jar of them right here. Don't they look delicious? They taste delicious. You guys, I'm going to tell you all the seasonings that I put in. I mean, the seasonings just came to me. I mean, it was just dropping in my head. A tablespoon of this, a tablespoon of that. And it came out perfect. So I'm not going to keep the secret. I'm going to let you have the recipe as well. Okay, you guys, now is the time to get your ground lamb because it's around Passover, and this is the time when they usually have the ground lamb in the stores. Not unless you're raising your own lamb and you got lamb all year round. So, but I don't have any lamb, so I have to buy mine from the grocery store. And let me show you how I buy it. It comes in a 1 pound package, you guys, like that. Okay, 1 pound package. And today I will be mixing up 5 pounds. I have 4 pounds in there already, and I'm gonna throw that one in there. And I just want to tell you that the meatballs are so delicious, you guys. And I'm gonna show you what I did, and I'm gonna show you also what you can do differently if you want to can your meatballs another way. But me, I like to make things very easy, and if it's easy and it's safe, why not do the easy route? Okay, so let me open up this last one. You got to make sure your hands are clean because you got to dig on in there. So I kind of cut it already so I can get it out. All right. 5 pounds. So this recipe is for 5 pounds. If you do less, you're going to have to subtract the measurements of the seasonings. If you do more, just multiply. All right. Here are my seasonings. And what I did, I went on and measured them out. Look at that. Excuse me. And so I'm going to show you what I use. And I'm going to leave it in the description box of all the measurements, okay? I use granulated garlic, or you can use garlic powder. Let me bring it up close. Some may not know. Granulated onion. And you can use the onion powder as well. I use the sea salt. Do not use that blue box with that little girl on it, the Morton's, and she's spilling the salt. You will have a salty mess. Stick with the Himalayan sea salt, some type of sea salt, because the amount of salt that I put in mine, if I use the little blue box, I'll be puckering up, okay? So get you some sea salt, all right? And everything right now that I show you is 1/2 a tablespoon of seasonings. Yeah. And ground thyme. There you go. Crushed rosemary. Oregano. 1/4. I'm sorry. 1/2 tablespoon. I don't know why I'm saying 1/4. Basil. Okay, this is my basil that I grew from out of my garden, okay? And we're going to use 1/2 teaspoon of black pepper. And we're going to use 2 tablespoons of liquid smoked. So get you some liquid smoke, all right? So what I'm going to do now, just make sure you guys can see this. I have my 5 pounds here. Ooh, this is kind of heavy. I'm throwing in all my seasonings right now at one time. Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir. And then I'm going to take my measuring spoon and I'm going to measure in 2 tablespoons of liquid smoke. Yes. You guys can do so much with this ground lamb. You don't even have to can it. Let me tell you. Let me put this in here and then I'll tell you. You don't even have to can it. You can roll these meatballs out and, excuse me, put them in your oven, let them cool off, and then take your vacuum sealer and just vacuum seal them until you are ready to use them. These would be so good during the summertime. You pull out some meatballs and you throw it on the grill. Oh, can you imagine ground lamb meatballs on the grill? Oh, but what I'm doing with mine is I already have my meatballs all rolled out. What I'm going to do is I'm going to use mine as an appetizer. Yes. So what I do, I'll just pour off the liquid, but this will make some magnificent gravy. So do not throw away your broth. So yes. So what I'm going to do, mine going to be for appetizers, with a toothpick, whatever. Oh, so good. But let me tell you, you can smother them with gravy. Don't be playing with these lamb meatballs, because if you can't make gravy, do not drop these darn meatballs in that nasty gravy. Find somebody that can make gravy, or you buy you some gravy, or get that person that can get up there and whip that gravy up. Because I know I got somebody in my family. I'm not a big gravy maker. I don't think I do good making gravy, but some say I do. But I don't think so, because I'll taste so much better. But I have somebody in my family. They don't wear a smock. They put that pan out. They put that flour out and, the oil or the broth. And me, I have flour all over me. But they can stand over that stove and whip that gravy up. So don't mess up your ground meatballs, your lamb meatballs, with some nasty gravy. All right, so enough on my soapbox, okay? So here I go. My hands are clean because you got to get down and dirty. And I always take my rings off because bacteria be underneath your rings, you guys. So if you're dealing with food, you run the risk of having bacteria to get into your food. So you do what you want to do. Your kitchen, your rules. All right, so here we go. Let me just work this. I'm working it, y'all. And let me tell you something. And it's not all about ground lamb, you guys. Get your food in these jars. We have to stock up. I'm telling you. Do y'all see what's going on? These food prices going to be off the chain here very, very soon. And do you know United States have not warned their people yet? But the EU has warned them and told them to stock up. So if they're telling their people to stock up, United States need to be telling us to stock up. But guess what? They don't have to tell us to stock up because we're already doing it, right? Right? Okay. Put those beans, that meat, whatever you can think in the jar. If you're not canning, just get you a bunch of canned foods, you guys, while you able to afford them, and get them get them stocked up. Stock them, you guys. Get your food, because it's about to be crazy. Because if you believe like I believe, Jesus Christ, he's coming back. And he's coming back very soon. Because this world can't go on like this. No, it cannot. So I just ask you to repent so you can be found worthy. All right? Because I want to see you in the kingdom. I pray that I make it in the kingdom. So that's why I repent every day. Every single day. Because, we have wicked thoughts. Some of our deeds may not be up to par. So we want to repent. All right, you guys. I think I have it all mixed in. So now I just have to go and get my pan, and we are going to start rolling meatballs. All right, here we go. I have my pan, you guys. When I did these meatballs last month, $3.25. When I did these last month, you do not have to grease your pan, all right? And I was able to get about 120 meatballs. I like bite-sized meatballs, okay? And these are the sizes that I like. You may like them a little larger, but this size right here gave me between 115 and 120. Yeah, so just roll them out. So while I'm rolling out my meatballs, I have my oven set to 400 degrees, okay? It is set to 400 degrees. And we're going to put this in the oven for 10 minutes on 400 degrees. Just enough to get, I can make them a little closer because it's not like cookies. They won't spread, okay? Yeah, 400 degrees for 10 minutes. We just have to let them just cook just a little bit on the outside to give it a nice little crust. If you don't want to use your oven, to me, the oven is the quickest thing for me and less work. You could fry them up as far as like just put a nice little sear on them. So you could sear them and then you can throw them in your jar. But I'm just going to roll them up and put them in the oven on 400 degrees for 10 minutes. I'm gonna give you a little tip. While you are rolling your meatballs, right? Make a small one. I made a real tiny meatball, all right? And I made this little meatball just to taste it because I gave you guys a recipe that came from me, okay? And my taste buds and your taste buds may not jive. And just like I'm adding 3 teaspoons of salt, which is no problem. But this way, if you make you a little sample before you roll your meatballs or cook your meatballs, that way you'll know what your meatballs is going to taste like. If you need to add more seasonings, because like I said, we have different taste buds. So just make a little one. I should have made that thing bigger. But yeah, so if you want to do that, you can. That way you will know what your meatballs taste like and if you want to add any more seasonings. But chow is perfect for me. Let me get the rolling. Oh, I'm going to put this in the oven, 400 degrees, 10 minutes, and I'll bring you back. And I'm continue on rolling. All right, you guys. I just took my meatballs out probably about 10 minutes ago, so they are cool. So I'm working with quart-sized jars today. Just want to make sure you guys can see it. And what I'm going to do, I'm just going to load my lamb meatballs. Okay, and you're probably wondering why I keep on saying lamb. Because I told somebody that I was making lamb balls and they looked at me like, really? So their mind went in the gutter. So I have to keep on saying lamb meatballs, not lamb balls, okay? So anyway, enough of that. Okay, so I'm going to count them. I have my other pan in the oven and I have about 120 meatballs. So I'm gonna try to get about 30 in a jar. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. But remember, if yours are bigger, you're not going to get as many as I am in the jar. Was that 20? Okay. 22, 24, 26, 28, 30. Okay, so that's 30. That's 30 right there. So that's good. So I'm going to keep it at 30. And 2, 4, 6. I should have a funnel because this is greasy, and I run the risk of putting grease on my rims. So that's where the vinegar is going to come in to make sure that there is no grease on your rims. Okay, that's 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28, 30. That makes 30. And you just push them down. I'm pretty sure I can get another one in here. Let me transfer this one. So your jar's probably going to be a little uneven, but you know you have between 25 and 30. You know what? Let me put it back because I got some more in the oven. All right. And so I have like 30 lamb meatballs in my jars, okay? And so, okay, there's my timer. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use some of this fat. Yes. You don't have to. It's totally optional. But you know this fat is highly seasoned. So I'm going to throw a little bit of that fat in there. Yes, I am. Because fat is good. Fat make things taste good. Just a little bit. Probably about a tablespoon. And that's it. My timer getting ready to go off. But let me see if I can get this broth in here. I'm using vegetable broth from the store. You can make your own, buy your own. I just like to do things a little quick. All right. So what I'm going to do is throw in that broth to the 1-inch headspace. My timer's going off and it's been 10 minutes and I don't want my meatballs to overcook. Sorry about that. So they are out of the oven. And so now what you do is fill up to the 1-inch headspace. And guess what? We have to debubble. And when you are debubbling your meatballs, just make sure you stay on the outside of the meatballs. Do not go down the middle. Okay? And these meatballs stays intact, you guys. Because look, this is when they're done. You see how nice intact they are? Let me do raw against cooked. Look at that. All right. So yeah. So we're going to debubble. And you can see that fat on the top. That's fine. And just imagine, you guys, if you let this sit for about a year. Oh, it will be so delicious. Oh, I got to get my vinegar. But surprise them this year, you guys, with lamb meatballs. Okay? Throw a little twist in there. Let me get my vinegar. All right. Let me just make sure. Okay, after I debubbled, I did lose a little bit of headspace, so you want to take it back up to the 1-inch headspace. All right. All right, so like I said, this stuff is greasy, so you want to make sure that there are no grease. There is no grease on your rims, because guess what? They will not seal. That might be a good thing. You can eat a jar tonight. But hopefully this is for long term. When stuff hit the fan, we want to have something good to eat. And you just put the lid on in the ring. Just fingertip tight. And here we go. And so the 120 is going to fill 4 jars. And since I know that from the last time, I have 3 jars back here of kidney beans that I'm going to throw in the canner with them, because both of them requires the same time. And I do not like a half empty canner. When I put my canner on the stove, I want it at 100%. All right, so I'll bring you back in just a second. All right, family, I have my meatballs in the jar. And I have to be totally honest with you. I have to confess, I had 122 meatballs, but I left 2 in the oven to finish cooking all the way. Only because I wanted you guys to see the consistency of it and how it looked in the inside. Okay, so here's the meatball that's fully cooked. No red, no pink is in the inside, right? And I just want you to see, it's a meatball. And it's gonna come out the same way in the canner. And that is the inside. And let me try it again. Y'all, get you some ground lamb, okay? All right, so I got 4 jars. Let me throw my vinegar in. I'm gonna throw about a tablespoon of vinegar in my water. Because if you have hard water, your jars will come out cloudy. So 4 jars of meatballs, you guys. Yes. And I opened up a pound package of kidney beans. Here are my kidney beans, nice and seasoned. No soak. I just washed them and put them in a jar. Didn't have to soak them overnight or anything. But I got tons of videos on beans. So look up pinto beans, kidney beans. And I'll find one and I'll leave it in the description box. You guys, this is so good. Okay, what am I doing here? Ooh, so good. All right. 3 beans and 4 meatballs. All right, so here we go. Okay, get it together, girl. Concentrate. Concentrate. Get your mind together. So I am working with a Presto 23-quart canner. My water in my canner is lukewarm, okay? My broth is lukewarm. My meatballs are lukewarm because some of the meatballs were kind of hot. By the time I put the broth in, the temperature was like lukewarm. So make sure all your water, whatever you have inside your jars, try to keep them at the same temperature, all right? So I'm working with a Presto 23-quart canner, you guys. This is the top. And you have to make sure, see this vent pipe right here? You have to make sure you can see straight through it. Make sure there's no clog. Make sure that your gasket is up in there tight. Turn it to the side. This little button right here. This will keep your canner from coming up to pressure, okay? So turn one way away from you and the other towards you. And that's it. If everything checked out, we can put our lid on, close her up. Make sure your canner is in the middle of your eye. All right, so I will turn this on medium high, you guys, because like I said, inside, you know, the meatballs might be a little bit warm, and then the water is like lukewarm. So medium high is your best bet always, because you want this temperature to come up and your meatballs, everything to come up to temperature at the same time. And so, all right, so once this vent pipe starts shooting steam steady, I will then turn my eye on high, all right? But once this steam starts shooting steady for 10 minutes, you guys, I'll bring you back. All right, family, my vent pipe has been shooting steam for 10 minutes steady. My canner is on high. Put my weight regulator on it. And now I have to wait until my canner comes up to 10. For my elevation, it is 10 pounds of pressure. If you do not know your elevation, just Google it. All right, family, my canner has reached 10 pounds of pressure. And now I will set my timer for 90 minutes because I'm dealing with meat and beans, and both of them processed at the same amount of time. And I'm working with quart-sized jars as well. All right, if your canner goes between 10 and 11, that is fine. But make sure you just adjust your heat to keep it in between 10 and 11. All right, so after 90 minutes, you will turn your fire off. And you will wait for that button right there to fall. And once that button falls, it will let you know that it is safe to open your canner. But still wait between 10 to 15 minutes, sometimes longer, depends on what you're doing, to open your canner. All right, you guys, we are at the final stage. Hey, look, before I open this canner, can you just check to make sure that you still subscribe? Because a lot of people are saying that YouTube is unsubscribing them. So make sure you subscribe, and thank you, and hit that notification bell. So when I do upload a video, you will get notified, because we have fun around here. All right, so this canner been sitting here about 20 minutes, you guys. So I'm gonna take off my weight regulator, unscrew it, and I'm gonna lift it up away from me and put it back down, because there is a lot of steam in here, you guys. Woo! Oh my goodness, I wish we had smell-o-vision. Woo, smells so good. Okay, so now what I'm going to do, I'm going to lift this lid up away from me, and I'm gonna take it to the sink. Oh my word, you guys, these meatballs smell so delicious. And also, I have beans in here. Whew, so let's see what we got here. Look at here. Look at here. Look at these meatballs, you guys. And don't worry about the lot of juice at the bottom. They will eventually fall. All right. I'm not going to bore you taking out all these jars, but I just wanted you to see it. Voila, here we go. Don't they look delicious? And also my beans, you guys. So now what we're going to do, we're going to let them sit here between, hey, did you hear that? We're going to let them sit here between 12 to 24 hours, you guys. So it's nighttime now. So in the morning, what I'll do is I'll take off all the rings, all right? And I will run some soapy dishwash, some soapy dish water, okay? It's been a long day. And I would, got me. And I would clean my jars, you guys, with the soapy dishwater. And I'll dry them off. And then I will label them with what's inside. And I will put the month and the year. And that's all. And then store them in a clean, cool, dark place. That's all you got to do. So you guys, if you like this video, like I said, please subscribe and like and share it. Share it, you guys, because we don't want to keep this a secret, right? All right? I love you guys. Y'all know I do. But guess what? I love the Most High more. Shalom.